question is, what is margin calls? So margin call is when a person who wants to buy stocks from the stock market, and if he has not enough money to purchase stocks, so what he can do is he can take loan from his broker and can invest in stock market and can buy stocks. So here I have given two examples and I have explained most of the part of what is margin calls. So let us first understand the example number 1. So let us suppose that a person who wants to buy some stock and the price of the stock is rupees 1 lakh, and the person has only 50,000 rupees and he deposits 50,000 rupees, but he wants another 50,000 rupees to buy the stocks. So what he can do, he can purchase it from the, or he can take a loan, he can take a loan from the broker. So he took a loan of rupees 50,000 from the broker. So in the first case, let us suppose that he earns some profit, and now the stock price is rupees 1,25,000. So the amount, the profit, that is rupees 25,000 is the profit of the person, because the profit will not be shared or will not be distributed to the broker. The profit will be will remain with the person itself. So he earned a profit of rupees 25,000 on his deposit. Like he deposited only 50,000 and he earned a deposit of 25,000. So his profit is 50%. So if in case of loss, what will if the stock price has seen the loss and it is now rupees 75,000, what will happen is now the total amount of loss is rupees 25,000, which if we apply the same logic, so he suffers the loss of 50,000. So out of his pocket, this loss of 25,000 has to be bared, because he deposited 50,000 and he has to bear the loss, that is 25,000 on his deposit, because broker money will not get affected in either of the case. So in both the cases, the person has to pay the interest on the loan from the broker, some charges plus the fees, that is the loan that we have talked about, that 50,000 loan has to be repaid, not in one go, but there is one thing called maintenance margin, which needs to be there in the banks, that then only in the bank account of the person, then only he is allowed to take he is allowed to do margin calls and can have loan from the broker. So as you can see, such kind of things are very risky, because if it is profit, then it is very good, but if it is loss, then it is all upon the person, because he has to not only bear the loss but also give back the amount to the broker from his own pocket, plus the interest plus the charges. So everything has to be paid by the person itself. So the banks, the federal banks or the RBI doesn't allow everyone to do this margin call activity. It is only for those people in whose account there is a thing called maintenance margin. So what is maintenance margin is, the person who is allowed to do margin calls should have 25% of the total price of the stock of a person, the total stock that he owns, like the person how much stock he owns, 25% of the amount should be in his bank account. Like in the second example, suppose the person now purchases 1 lakh rupees of stock again through margin, like 50,000 he invested through his own pocket, and from broker he has taken loan of rupees 50,000. So if in case of profit, then it is good, like in example 1 it is good for him. But what if there is a loss? So let us suppose that the price of the stock has decreased to rupees 60,000, from 1 lakh to 60,000 now the price of the stock. So he is now bearing a loss of rupees 40,000. So now if we divide the amount, like out of 60,000, broker will have is 10,000 rupees and the person will have 50,000 minus the loss, because earlier also in the first case also I've explained that 25,000 the loss was his, so he only has to bear the 25,000 rupees loss. It is not upon the broker, it is only upon him. So the loss of 40,000 has to be bared by him. So 50,000 minus 40,000, that is remaining 10,000. He has currently in his bank account or in his pocket rupees 10,000. But what I have said that that a person can do a margin call only if his bank account has maintenance margin, that is 25% of the total price of the stock. So the total price of the stock in the second case came to be 60,000. So 25% of 60,000 is equals to rupees 15,000, but he has only 10,000. That after deduction of rupees 40,000 from 50,000, he is left over only with 10,000. So he has to add rupees 5,000 extra to his bank, so that the sum of rupees 15,000 can be given to the broker. So all in all, 15,000 the maintenance margin plus 10,000 which the broker will get, like 25,000 the broker will get, but the remaining amount also has to be given by the person, like the rest 25,000 plus the interest and fees like charges has to be given by the person later on. But at this point of time the broker has 25,000, out of which 10,000 is from the stock itself and 15,000 has to be maintained by the person in his account, because it will now go to the broker. What if in the second case the price of the stock came to 50,000 itself, from 1 lakh to 50,000 itself, means there is the whole loss of 50,000. So now the broker has no money, zero, and and if we subtract 50,000 from the amount the person has invested, 50,000, because the loss was also 50,000 and the amount deposited by the person is also 50,000. So if you subtract 50,000 from 50,000, that is zero. But we have talked about the maintenance charge, like the brokers are assured of that they will get at least the maintenance charge, so they are assured of this price. So that is 25% of the 25% of the stock price. So the stock price in this case is rupees 50,000. So if you calculate 25% of 50,000, you will get 12,500 rupees. The 12,500 rupees has to be maintained by the person, and this will be given to the broker if in case the price falls to 50,000, the stock price falls to 50,000. So there is a loss of 50,000. So the person has not only to bear the loss of 50,000, he has to give the maintenance charge, maintenance margin, that is 12,500 to the banks, and the rest amount also has to be given later on, plus the fees and the charges. So this is all about margin calls, and thank you.